about licensing. And like Samir said, he was going over my numbers a little bit. I have 38 recruits, and this is since July, 38 recruits and 10 licenses. That's 28% licensing ratio. And I was looking into the actual company average, and the average is like 18, 19, 20%. So it's above the company average. Just like Samir said, I was listening to an audio, and they always talk about the growth of your business. It's not determined on like your cash flow being up, your securities being up, the amount of licenses you personally have. It's not about anything like that. It's about how many licensed agents you have. So if I'm not getting at least 2 licensed agents a month, I just know that I'm not actually like reproducing myself into somebody else. I make it really simple. So at the end of the recruiting appointment, I go over the licensing requirements, and basically I just say, we have 3 licenses: life insurance, investments, mortgages. Life insurance pays $500 to $1,500 a client. The investments license, and then with the life insurance, I say, how long does it take you to make $500? And they say like, a week, 2 weeks. And I say, if I can show you how to do that in an hour, do you want to learn? And of course they say yes. And then I go into the investments license, and I say that's like $3,000 to $6,000 per client, has a quarterly income behind it. And then the mortgage license is $2,000 to $4,000 per client, and it's just refinancing houses. And I say there's 3 steps to getting the license. You have to pass a background check. You have to be able to pass the exam. We give you all the study material, online courses, in-person classes, whatever you need to pass the exam. We'll give it to you. You just have to study. Would you have any problem studying? No, not at all. I was like, okay, we get our people licensed within 2 to 4 weeks. There's 8 chapters. Do you have anything wrong with that? No, okay. And then I go into the state licensing fee. That's the 3rd thing. No matter what license you have, whether it's doctor, lawyer, barber, whatever it is, you need to get a license. And then I go over the licensing fee. And then, yeah, that's how I end the recruiting appointment. And I also do that after the op meeting. And then after I submit the IBA, I send them videos on how to set up their study material on their own, how to log in with Primerica app, how to set up their Telegram, and I send them the orientation video that Samir has. And I always do the orientation within 24 hours. So they have to do all those things within 24 hours. And the reason I do that is because you gotta get people comfortable with doing things on their own. Like, you don't wanna hold their hand forever, so I try to get them comfortable with that pretty early. And then I sell on overrides. I really sell on overrides, because people won't get licensed by you only getting them sales. Like, getting sales is good, but that's not what's gonna motivate them to get licensed. The sale pays one time, the overrides pay forever. And I think a lot of people are almost scared to sell overrides because they don't understand them themselves. They're scared of the objections they might get. They might call it a multi-level, whatever they're gonna say, and they're scared to say it. So that's why you personally also have to understand it, because it is so easy to get lists from people when they understand how overrides work, because they want to do it. And I also let them know I'm not looking to train them just so that I can make sales. I'm training them so that they can train other people on how to train other people on how to train other people. And by the way, I got that whole concept from Bill Arender. And then I talk about the barbershop example. And basically what it said, I just say, we have...
I'm going to try to flip the board, maybe the other side. I know you want to draw that. Just easy to flip it.
And try to use the other jars.
Yeah. I got a fresh marker in the
Try it. Alright. So the barbershop example basically says, I know a guy who owns a barbershop, and this is him right here. And he doesn't even know how to cut hair. He's never even picked up a pair of clippers in his life. But he has 12 other people that know how to cut hair in his barbershop. he doesn't train them, they're already trained, they just come in, cut hair, and he charges all 12 of them $800 a month, because they have to rent out the booths. So 12 times 8, that is, well, 8,000, or 800.
96.
We just say 10,000, that's what I said. So 10,000, so that's 10,000 a month, that's 120,000 a year. And it's completely passive. He doesn't even do anything. But the barber, on the other hand, let's say he charges $30 a haircut. He does 6 people a day for 6 days a week. That's 4,000 a month, which is 50,000 a year. And then I say, there's 2 things I realized when I saw this example. One, the barber is a client finder. The barber has to actually go out there and find clients every single day. The barbershop owner is just a people finder. That's it. The other thing is, the barber works twice as much and earns half the amount of money. The barbershop owner never works and earns twice the amount of money. Which one would you rather be? Why would you rather be the owner? Right. And if you own this barbershop, how many barbers would you want? As many as possible. So in our business, what that translates to is having the most licensed agents. The man with the most licensed agents makes the most money. That right there immediately gets them to want to get the license, because you can't get licensed agents unless you're licensed. And then I sell them on actually having the license. During the orientation, I talk about their goals for a little bit. Once we talk about their goals for 5 minutes, I just sell them on the fact that having the license will help them achieve every single one of them goals if they use it. Another thing I help them understand is there's no way to make money without actually having a license. Like, there's literally no way. So, we can grow their bonus, we can, get them on client appointments, things like that, but if they don't pass their exam, they're not gonna get the bonus. Like, I make that very clear. I also schedule their exams in the orientation, and I start building them a team immediately, because people get motivated to get licensed by having a team under them. Like, because I tell them, look, if your recruit gets licensed before you, you're gonna lose out on money. Do you like to lose money? No. Because you don't wanna let them get licensed before you, so now they're in like a competition of who's gonna get licensed first, and it just rushes them to getting licensed really quickly. The last thing is I build relationships with people. I got this from Samir. I always spend the first 10 to 15 minutes of the recruiting appointment and the orientation of literally just getting to know them, because nobody likes talking about anything more than talking about themselves. That's like the #1 thing people like to talk about. I also never try to hard close like a recruit's parents, because I work with young people and their parents are gonna buy from them eventually. If they stick around and they get licensed, it's just gonna happen. And I just wanna make sure, I make it really important that they understand that their kid is going to become a better person by hanging out, by working with me. They'll make more money, they'll develop as a person, and I let their parents know, I don't party, I don't do anything stupid with my time, I'm always focused, I'm a single father, I'm like, that sells them. And then, yeah, I don't want their parents thinking I'm a bad person, because again, I work with a lot of young people, and young kids are influenced by their parents most of the time. With me, it wasn't like that, but most of the time, the kids are influenced by their parents, so if their parents don't like me, and they don't like what I'm doing and how I portray myself, they're just gonna tell their kid to quit, and then they're not gonna get licensed. So I literally just sit down with the parents first, I show them the presentation, explain our philosophy, and I just, ask them if they have any questions at the end. I don't even try to sell them, I don't even try. I mean, like, obviously I try a little bit, but I don't like hard close them. And then at the end of the presentation, I literally just collect referrals, that's it. And then I tell them, we're gonna collect referrals from all of these appointments, so that when they get licensed, they have clients to actually go sit down with. And then the parents are gonna buy eventually, so it's not like a rush to me. I want to actually develop people, like, I'm not playing a game, like, I'm not just training them to get sales, like, I wanna actually develop people.